We actually thought when Canva was introduced, we thought, oh, now there's Canva, there are now mobile apps, people won't come to us. People come to us because we have that special touch that they're looking for.
Today Africa Podcast is a podcast series where we interview African entrepreneurs and professionals and share the stories behind their businesses. In each interview, we ask how they got started, how they grew, and how they run their business today. The stories are inspiring and also provide specific advice and insight into starting a business. By sharing these stories, we want to help others get started.
I'm an entrepreneur. My name is Nelly Paulser, and I'm the co-founder of Graphic House Zim. Graphic House Zim has built a brand name for offering quality graphic design, printing, and branding services. We are more worried about building a brand and making it visible in the marketplace. That's what we've grown the brand Graphic House for specifically.
What inspired you to start Graphic Housing, and why focus on creative design and branding?
Okay, for me, graphic design, printing, and branding really was about what inspired us was bringing something different to the marketplace, being able to offer something that someone else is offering, but in a different way, so that we could actually meet the needs that people had highlighted, the needs that we were also realizing that they're not there in the marketplace. So it was really inspired by just bringing something different, giving it to people without necessarily walking into the building, making it very convenient for our clients as well. So it was all about offering quality within a specified time and also making sure that it was convenient for the client.
The area you are, or the niche you are, is as if it's only for men. Then you need. I'm not every industry is for both men and women, but there are some industries that it's as if that it's only men that owns
Yeah.
it, and there are some industries that it's only as if it's women that owns the industry. So
Yeah.
what challenges have you faced as a woman entrepreneur in Zimbabwe, and how did you overcome them?
Okay. As a woman entrepreneur, especially in my industry, I think the challenges that we faced mostly were about gender
Okay.
inequality in the industry. So you find when you're a woman and you're in the industry and there are no other women in the industry, it's difficult because the men don't want to give you information. They don't want to help you. So it was a challenge for me specifically because you find that when you want information, for instance, when we were moving from graphic design to more of the t-shirt printing, the corporate branding side, you find very few men were willing to give information to a woman who's trying to come and take over their industry because that's how they look at it. You want to come and take over our industry. So it was difficult because you're on your own. But I think my biggest strength was I put my foot down and I made it a point that even though others were not willing to help me, I'd still help those that came to me. And when I would do that, I'd actually build relationships with certain people in the industry. Those people were actually the people that helped me the most in this business. I also actually realized even in terms of the marketplace itself, the market would not respond positively to a woman offering graphic design, printing, and branding services. It was unheard of to say, you're offering us what, sir? Sorry. And for me, that reaction challenged me more than demotivated me. Maybe the first day I can say I was quite demotivated, but it challenged me after that to say, no, it doesn't change who I am and what I'm trying to do. I need to stand up and prove myself in this industry. And I think that's what I did. I didn't fear. I didn't step back. I took it as a challenge and I went head on. And I really wanted to see who's going to stop me.
How did you meet your co-founder, and what convinced you that the person is the right individual to work with?
Okay, for me, I think it was a different choice actually, because
Okay.
the co-founder is actually my husband. So strange because it's so strange because for us, when we started this business, we had different strengths. He's actually a graphic designer, but a self-taught graphic designer. And
Okay.
um, when he started, he just wanted to do the graphic design and the printing and end there. But then when I then joined the business, I said no, it's more of branding because that was my strength, and I wanted us to brand and I wanted us to do stationery, and I really was, all out, all out on creativity. And so it was always a passion for
Okay.
both of us. He had that passion and I also had the passion. So it was really coming together and making magic together. It wasn't difficult because
Yeah.
even though we are married, we kind of had the lines. We drew up the lines to say who's responsible for what. So it was not difficult to work together.
Funding is often a challenge here in Africa.
Mhm.
Can you share insight on how you raised capital for for graphic housing?
Okay. Our business is self-funded. We have really, we had to forego a lot of things to actually be able to raise the money, because everything all the money we had was from all the sales we were making, and we had to learn to be disciplined, and we had to forego certain things at home as well as in the business, like there are certain luxuries. You say, okay, we can't do this because we've got an aim and we've got a vision that we've put for ourselves, a goal we need to achieve. And so we needed to be on the same page. And so that's how we managed to raise our funds from just sales, really. And at the same time, I
Okay.
then started participating in training programs. And with those training programs, you find that for those that came with funding, I'd be right there, right till the end until I'm able to apply for funding. And I was fortunate, one of the fortunate women to actually be founded by the Tony Elumelu Foundation. And that
Okay.
for me was the first eye opener to say, wow, you can actually get funded. Um, it was amazing. It gave us hope. I guess for him as well, it gave him the lesson to say, even as a woman, you can move in certain spheres of whether it's training, networking, and actually bring something on the table, which was very, very, for me, that was a plus. For him as well. He appreciated that. So training platforms were a form of funding for us as well. So we got funding from there. And from that time, I've managed to get into different spheres, awards, and so forth. And those two, I have not used that money for anything else except for business as well.
I think you should list some of the programs you have participated for someone that is coming up, so that in case if the person sees the opportunity, the person can jump into it.
I've participated in so many programs. So many. I've participated in the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs that's under the US Embassy. I
Okay.
have I got an opportunity as well to apply for the USADF grant during that time. I have also participated in the UPG Biashara. That's also another platform for uh, young entrepreneurs, startups who are getting into the marketplace. That training specifically trains you on how to penetrate the market, as well as there are opportunities for funding as well. So I participated in that as well. I've also gone for training for recently. I was in the a training under the short training, which is sustainability and resilience for enterprises. That's under the International Labour Organization. So you find that on every platform where I have actually gone for training, it has been a platform for funding as well as a platform on how to make your business resilient, how to make your business sustainable, how to grow your business, and how to network. And those platforms have also been platforms where have allowed me to network with other women, have allowed me to network with other entrepreneurs, even from other African countries. And I've also had an opportunity to train under the Women in Africa training program. That too was an amazing program because it allowed me to network with other African entrepreneurs, specifically females just like me, who had possibly met up with the same challenges that I've met. I also got to meet other women who are in male dominated industries, and we got to speak and support each other in business and how to navigate certain challenges that we meet in our businesses. I have also gotten into the AWAFE program, where I also received training. I have mentorship as well, mentorship from people as far as the United States. And
Okay.
that actually helped me to get an international perspective on how to grow the business and what quality you should look at bringing into your business as well, how to improve on quality, how to improve on your service. And all those trainings have brought in something different. They've brought in either the aspect of growth in the business or the aspect of cha- handling challenges in your business and how to handle them. And even to an extent where I've met women who I've collaborated with in business. I've got Lumbi Mlambo, I've collaborated with her, and she was part of the Tony Elumelu Foundation training. That's where I first met her. And after that, it was like I get into different programs. She also tells me, shares information on how to get into other different programs. And that has also really helped me to grow. She's been more of a mentor to me because she shares information with me that really has had an impact even on my own business. So yeah.
From one training to another. That means you have what it takes to create your own mentorship program to mentor others that are coming up. Well, that would be another
Actually,
kind of.
I've actually started mentoring. I've actually started mentoring a few female entrepreneurs as well around Africa. That's
Wow, that
basically because of the exposure and the impact that I've seen these trainings have on my life. So yeah.
since you launched graphic housing, what strategies have you used to attract and retain your customers?
Okay, I think the biggest strategy has been rigorous marketing. I tell you, rigorous marketing, where you don't let a single day go
Okay,
without letting the market know you're there. So for
wow,
me,
okay,
unapologetic marketing, rigorous marketing has helped me to grow my clientele. It has brought in people. Some people have only known me from social media. They're based overseas, but they've reached out and I've managed to deliver the service to them. So social media marketing is just a powerful tool that any business owner should definitely make sure that they invest in. It's something that can grow your business. I also believe upskilling myself, the trainings, studies, they make have an impact. They have an impact on the growth of the business because as you upskill yourself, as you get new skills, as you get trained on different areas in your business, you begin to see the gaps in your business, and as you see the gaps, you then are able to make changes in the business that allow growth in the business. Because sometimes when we get into business, it looks like we have everything under control, but that's not necessarily what's happening on the ground. So as you get training, you begin to see your flaws, you begin to see the gaps, and then you're able to build on those and make sure that your business grows from there.
apart from social media marketing, which other marketing strategies have you used that is working for you and that will equally help
Mm-hmm.
other entrepreneurs to grow their business?
Um, I would say word of mouth, number one, because there's nothing as powerful as your word of mouth. Because when people hear it direct from you, they get a bit of confidence. So actually going out there and speaking to different people, as well as online marketing where you actually schedule a meeting and do it on video as well. So they get to see you, they get to know who they're dealing with, and they get to build that trust because they kind of know you when they see you. And they're able to gauge a lot of things just from listening to you. So word of mouth really works. Take advantage of social media. Do not be afraid to put yourself out there. Make sure you've got a business website that's running and you are marketing your social media. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn is a powerful tool. Most people have sidelined LinkedIn, but it has become a very powerful marketing tool because most professionals are on that page. And if you go there and you market your business, so many investors are willing to reach out to you, so many um, clients are willing to reach out. We've had a lot of clients who say, we just saw your post on this particular platform, and wow, we just thought we must try you out. So social media is a very powerful tool. Don't look down upon social media as well. Also, I would suggest that as you take up social media, take advantage of sponsoring your posts as well, so that they reach a larger um, platform as well. They reach more clients. You're able to, if you're not aware of how to do it, go for training. Find someone who can train you on how to do it so that at least you get to reach the clients that you're looking for, the age group that you're looking for, the type of clients you're looking for. They can find you if you also sponsor your posts as well so that they can reach different platforms. I also realized that a lot of young entrepreneurs are afraid to register themselves on certain platforms like here in Zimbabwe, we've got the Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe, which is a platform that allows you to bid for tenders as well. So, as young entrepreneurs, upcoming entrepreneurs, that is also a platform where, when one government entity deals with you, you'll be so surprised the next government entity reaching out to you and you giving your information on like we've got a portal that we use, so you're able to see the different tenders and apply. Don't look down upon yourself, no matter how small. If you can deliver, you will deliver and they'll be happy. So the aim is not really
Okay.
to worry about it. The aim is about you actually delivering the service. I think that's the biggest challenge that you have. You have to deliver the service if you're going to grow your business.
How do you balance the creative and business side of running your business? And what strategies help you manage your time effectively?
That's a very good question. I basically, for me, I diarize everything. I diarize every single thing, every meeting I have, every if I'm to analyze my business, I diarize it. I make sure that my time is managed well. So from early morning when I wake up, I actually know my timetable to say, okay, the first thing I do is if I'm going into devotion, I go into devotion. When I'm done with devotion, I market my business early in the morning. I do that every day. It's a routine. So I've got times already scheduled to say at this particular time, this is what I do at this particular. So even when it comes to marketing, if I need to go out to market, I have that already scheduled in my time. So when it comes to me brainstorming, trying to be creative, I've got that time scheduled already in my diary to say this is the time that you can allow yourself to be creative. This is the time when you can experiment on certain things with new ideas. So I have everything scheduled because as a creative in the industry, you want to lead. So you have to always come up with new ideas, new ways of doing things. At the same time, besides me being a creative, I still have other things like I'm a wife, I'm a mother. So I have to make sure time is well managed for me to be able to do the things that I do within a day. I also have things that I do outside of me being a mother, a wife, and a creative, where I volunteer for certain things. And those things all have to be within the time that I have. A day has 24 hours. Make the most of that 24 hours.
What impact are you people making in the society beyond profit?
Okay, with Graphic House, we basically we have something that we do for community like churches, where we give back, especially for their events. Um, and we do their design, their printing, and their branding for totally free. So we don't make anything from it. But we do it specifically if the event is supposed to impact either entrepreneurs or is supposed to impact young people, because we've got the young people at heart. That's one of the things that we do. The other thing that we do is, as founders of Graphic House Zim, we've actually founded Lerato Trust. Lerato Trust initially was a Graphic House baby, but then we're now in the process of trying to separate the two. And what Lerato
Okay.
Trust does, it's got basically three thematic areas that we focus on. The first one being anti-bullying awareness. We recently, I think that was December time, we hosted an international event where we were actually engaging families. The topic was actually engaging families to prevent bullying in schools. So our focus area is actually schools and education, and that's the area where our heart is, and that's the area where we want to impact the most with design, print, and branding. So Lerato Trust is actually a design, print, and branding nonprofit organization that focuses on the educational sector and the young people at heart. So whether it's young people within a church, whether it's young people within a community, whether it's young people within a school, we use design, print, and branding to bring out the issues that affect children the most in that environment, in order to build their confidence, in order to create quality education, in order to allow them to have an environment that's conducive for academic excellence. So that's another area that we focus on. The Rajah Trust also focuses on the young entrepreneurs. Those are like the kid entrepreneurs. We're actually having a combined program in August in Botswana, in Gaborone, where we are actually going to be using our skills as design, print, and branding to educate the kid entrepreneurs on how to become entrepreneurs. So we actually help kid entrepreneurs in building their businesses, in growing their businesses, but we use that as part of design, print, and branding. So whether they're actually reading something or we actually physically go and teach them a skill, but we are trying to give them, impart what we have onto their lives so that they too can ensure that they have a better start than we did. Another leg that we also focus on is to bridge. We're looking at bridging the print industry and the educational sector. Basically, we're saying a child that's coming from high school that's actually interested in the IT area, which has to do specifically with graphic design, printing, and branding. So any child that's interested in that area, we actually take our time to give them a real life experience of the industry
Okay.
so that they can decide whether this is an industry they want to get into or not. This allows them to make early career guidance decisions. It also allows them not to get into a field that they don't have a passion for. If they get a life experience, they can then decide, is this something I really want to get into, or there's too much pressure, I can't get into this. So it helps them to make that decision at an early age. So basically, we sort of being the bridge that they need for that experience and that exposure before they get into the industry. If they do get into the industry, at least what we give them is a basis for them to start from, a basis for them to grow from, and they're able to know what equipment to invest in future and how to invest in that equipment, and also on in terms of how to actually do the skill to produce the service. So we also look at things like integrity and how to build your integrity as an entrepreneur in this industry. So all those aspects we look at so that we can build um, better IT, or can I say better printing businesses in future. So that's basically what Graphic House does. So we have introduced something that will impact, or that is already impacting our communities, and we're hoping it can stretch out to other communities and other countries outside of Zimbabwe as well.
How has AI impacted graphic design industry? And do you think that AI will replace graphic designers?
I actually think AI will not replace the graphic designer. Personally, that's my view. Other
Okay,
people could argue,
okay,
but I feel that the passion for graphic design is inborn. It's the creativity is in your heart, it's in your mind. In as much as you can use a tool as a means to an end, it still needs that special touch from you. So you find that with AI, you can create a design. Basically, I want it to look like this and like that and like that. It can give you that feel of the 3D, the HD quality that you're looking for, but you still would need to take that design and tweak it a little bit to give your particular touch. So saying that it will replace graphic designers, I don't think so. I actually think it will just speed up the process to actually delivering your service. But it will allow you to speed up the process, and then you still have to add your special touch to it to finalize the design. Because people don't just buy anything that's out there. People come to us. We actually thought when Canva was introduced, we thought, oh, now there's Canva, there are now mobile apps. People won't come to us. People come to us because we have that special touch that they're looking for. Things can come
okay.
standard, but there's always that little touch that you need to add to a design that is kind of like a signature to say this is Graphic House Zim. And in as much as
Okay.
AI has been created and this is what's there now, it doesn't necessarily mean graphic designers have. Yes, it can mean that your staff has lessened because the workload will probably be less. But it also means that you need to then upskill yourself so that you are able to manipulate the design to fit your specific signature or your specific type. So replacing, not as such, no. But enhancing and speeding up the process, yes, definitely it will. So you find like someone like us, or well, me specifically, I've actually incorporated AI in my next book, and it's coming out this year. And I've actually tried to use the AI application to actually create some of my artworks. And it's going to be interesting because it's a journey for me as one in the graphic design industry.
Maintaining a positive culture in an organization is very important. So, what kind of culture exists in your organization, and how do you go about establishing it?
Okay, with graphic housing, we've actually created a culture where there's honesty is number one, integrity is number two. Um, I would say the one thing that you need to do as any business is to you always communicate your culture downwards. Everyone in the
Okay.
business needs to know. If at all the vision slightly changes, everyone needs to know why, how, where are we going. And so your culture, it's really, if it's supposed to come out in your staff, it's because you've communicated it to your staff. You've taught them how to do it. Because assuming someone knows how to do it is you're preparing yourself for a downfall. Even if someone knows how to do it, you still have to communicate, you still have to train, you still have to educate someone so that they know this is how things are done within a graphic house. So that's basically how we
Okay.
build our culture in every aspect. The way we want our clients handled, the way we want our quality of work maintained, everything. We make sure that we train, we make sure that we communicate, we make sure that we educate so that everyone knows how to do the work the way graphic house wants it done. At the same time, we also believe in a culture of growth. And that's something that businesses should not fear. We should always try, like with us, most of our staff, they're youths. We actually try our level best to employ youths in our business. And so, with the youths that we have, we always want to empower them. We always want to help them to grow. They cannot grow if we don't make an effort to cultivate that culture of growing, cultivate that culture of wanting to know. And it always has to come with a positive atmosphere. We have to make sure that they understand why they need to grow, where their future is going, and feed your growth idea into them actually learning things that will help them in future. So that's something else that we always emphasize on growth as an individual, in the process, growth as a business. So as we grow, they also grow.
The culture of growth is
Yeah.
very important, though. I've worked in an organization that there's no culture of growth. You are just stagnant from
Yeah.
year to year. And
Mhm.
when you make an effort to grow yourself, you are seen as an enemy to the organization. So the best thing for you to do is just to walk away so that you will have
Yeah.
peace within yourself.
That's the funny thing about it is that even in our business, most of our staff, though they are youths, have actually come into the business without any form of education in our industry. And we've watched them grow from being someone who didn't know how to even cut paper to being someone who's now branding exhibition stands. And the skill, the way they've built their skill is just mind blowing. You would never guess that these guys have never gone for, you know, school where they got an education to do what they do. They do it excellently, and they do it because they have that passion to grow as well.
How are you doing today, and what does the future look like for graphic housing?
Okay. I would say graphic house at this particular instance, we are at growth stage. Why do I say
Okay.
that? I've already passed a stage where I have the business has actually won awards and all sorts, but we want to grow. We want to be able to impact the educational sector. And where we are, we're just at the start of what we want to do. So we want to really get into the education sector. We want to create a bridge that has never existed before in the education sector. And um, we see the vision is very bright. Where we're going to, there's a lot of light for what we want to do. And we're so excited because we know that changes is coming, and it's coming, and it's going to impact so many lives. And we are so excited about it. And I'm so fortunate, and the
Okay.
team, I think, is so fortunate to be part of this journey that we are going in, that we're embarking on. And, yes, we're going to grow as a business, but I don't think the focus is really on the growth side. Yes, though we are growing, we know we are growing, but I think it's the impact more than anything that's going to be so amazing, because you're going to see how lives will begin to change and how lives will be impacted everywhere, and how those who are depressed will get out of depression because of graphic house and the impact that graphic house is going to make. And I can't wait to see it.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Through starting your business, have you learned have you learned anything particularly helpful? What are those lessons that you have learned that are very helpful in running your business?
Okay. I think what I've learned is that in this business, you need to make sure that you are very consistent. If you learn to be consistent, you will be in the industry for long.
Okay.
I think our biggest downfall as young entrepreneurs is we are sort of a hit and run. So you start something today, it doesn't work for 1, 2, 3 months. We leave it, we move on to the next thing. But it's only the consistency of opening every day that will allow you to grow. Whether someone walks in or not, open every
Okay.
day, it will help you to grow. So that's the first thing that I've learned. The second thing that I believe I've learned in this industry is always look out for opportunities for growth. Always look to say, okay, if I look backward integration, where my supplies are coming from, how can I possibly make things easier? Where am I finding challenges? Because where you are finding challenges, that's where everyone in your industry is finding challenges. So if you then create a solution, people pay for solutions. That's what they pay for. And if you look at forward integration, what are you doing? Who are you supplying your prints with? Who are you supplying the branding for? With us, we actually embarked on growth in the event side. So we've got graphic houses, Zim Events, which actually offers event styling as well as branding. So we print, we design, we print, we brand for events, but we also go a step further to do decor for the event. So we actually had a team that has actually gone out to learn different forms of decor, which is like table settings, which is the balloon styling. Why? Because it's about growth. It's about actually offering your clients an option to come into one space and get everything that they need. So backward and forward integration will always grow your business. You need to always look out for opportunities. You need to always look out to say, how else can I meet my client's requests? Because clients will always come to you and ask you, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Listening to your clients will help you grow. So those are the things that I believe I learned while I was in the
Okay. Okay. What advice would you give to other Africans, especially women, who want to start their business?
Do not be afraid. Don't be afraid. Go out there and try every little idea that you get. Try it out. Try it out. Find out where you're going wrong. Fix it. Get up again. You're going to fail. In business, you are so going to fail. But failure is only a stepping stone to learning. So you get up, you ask yourself, where did I go wrong? How do I fix it? You fix it and you move on. I've had clients who are so amazing, who've actually given us second, third chances to make things right. Those clients have actually helped us to grow. Do not be afraid of failure. Do not be afraid of, um, you just have to be courageous. Be in that business, never give up, hold on to it, hold on to the vision until it comes to pass. So that's my advice for any woman entrepreneur who's out there. If you are getting into a male dominated industry, do not be intimidated. Be brave enough to go out there and give your best to it. And in a very professional manner, you'll be surprised how far you go.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming. But before you go, I have a
Yeah.
quick six question to ask you. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the African country that you want to visit this year?
Um, Zambia.
Why?
Okay, I was recently on a holiday over the December time, and I met a woman from Zambia. She struck me with the information she gave me about Zambia and the experience you can get in the tourism industry in Zambia. We've recently been speaking, and as we speak, She's shown me her entrepreneurial side, where she actually makes women's traditional outfits, and that absolutely blew me away because I saw her talent, and I can't wait to actually go and actually see how her business is doing. So Zambia, yes, that's for me. I've also met other women as well from Zambia over the time that I've been, yeah, in business, and they too run businesses, and I can't wait to interact with the Zambian women.
What is the most underrated Zimbabwe food?
I would say, this is going to be funny, but those who follow me on social media know. Um, I think chicken feet.
Chicken what?
Chicken feet.
Okay.
Yes, I believe that it's so underrated because it's so tasty. And when it's cooked in Zimbabwe, it's so amazing. You can have it with our staple food of sadza. It will blow you away.
Okay. So, how do you look after yourself in your free time?
During my free time, I actually take that time to be with my family. I'm a very family-oriented person.
What has been the most humbling moments in your journey as an entrepreneur?
You're making it so hard. Okay, humbling moment. Number one is this. This is one of the most humbling moments for me. Okay, being interviewed by you. And then uh, let me give you a second one as well. My second one would be being acknowledged as Businesswoman of the Year. That was very humbling for
Wow.
me because I saw that coming.
Okay, what sports do you like?
Okay, I like tennis, but
Tennis.
I'm not a very sporty person. As in, I don't follow sports like fanatics do. But I don't mind watching tennis.
Okay.
I don't mind watching tennis. I don't watch soccer, and I don't mind watching basketball, like a live game, and cricket as well. I don't mind watching, but I'm not a fanatic.
Okay. So, who is your
Yeah.
favorite tennis player?
Well, she's not really playing tennis now, Serena Williams.
One thing you would love people to know about you.
The one thing I'd love people to know about me is I'm a devout Christian. I'm a,
Okay.
but yeah, I totally love that side of my life. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation, and I do appreciate you. And I wish you all the best in your business.
Today Africa Podcast is a podcast series where we interview African entrepreneurs and professionals and share the stories behind their businesses. In each interview, we ask how they got started, how they grew, and how they run their business today. The stories are inspiring and also provide specific advice and insight into starting a business. By sharing these stories, we want to help others get started.